No. All right.
I don't want to be an inconvenience.
You don't want to what?
Be an inconvenience.
I remember the part where I asked you to come in here?
No.
Okay. So here's the deal. It's round 5, Friday Night Magic. My name's Zachary Evans. I'm joined now by the 2 undefeated players from this standard Friday Night Magic tournament. One, Brett Rose, playing Esper Tokens. Correct?
Yeah.
I don't know why I asked you if that was correct, because I knew both parts of that were correct. And then Nick Reed, who was in here last round, talking about his deck, which is American Midrange. So this is a win-and-in. We have 4 win-and-in matches tonight. They're out there trying to decide if they can draw in. I don't think any of them can. I'm just waiting for them to decide to draw in and then someone get hosed.
Brandon can.
Huh?
Brandon Hart. He's 12 right now.
Yeah, but he's paired down.
Yeah, he's playing Alec. So they're trying to see if they can draw Alec in.
I think Alec can, but I don't think the other boys can.
I'm pretty sure Alec can.
Well, they might be able to. I don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they have to play. I don't know. I don't understand this math. Let's talk about this matchup. So this is all Wright brothers final round 5, and they knew before I walked out there that they were going to get moved over. They can't pass this up, right?
Yeah, I mean this is what we're
Scotty's
for.
going deep in the tank. He's got the hood on. He's up against it because he's wearing a Marshall shirt. So he's probably going to start at 15 life just on that alone. What is Scotty playing? Bant?
No idea.
I haven't seen him at all tonight, to be honest with you.
I don't know what he's playing. He's been playing Bant in the past. He plays a different deck every week.
Look at this bit instead.
He might be playing American Midrange because the entire shop is playing. And then his brother, Jonathon, on the right. I don't know what he's playing either.
Pretty sure it's Naya.
Oh, he's playing Naya? Yeah.
What you asking?
No, that's no big deal. I'll figure it out soon enough.
Alright.
Oh, I think he's playing American Midrange.
So many people are playing that deck.
And I think Scotty is playing Bant Control.
Since I haven't actually played against anyone that's doing American Midrange, what's the win condition on it?
Every good card.
Thunderball, Hellkite, Geist, Restoration Angel.
Mm-hmm.
If we'd played, I was playing American, so.
Half the top 8 will be American Midrange.
Yeah.
So, round 5. Winning in matches will likely be Chris Harless playing Rakdos against Yen Sang playing Jun Control. The aforementioned Wright Brothers Civil War that we're witnessing now. Tony Stewart playing, I don't know, what's he playing, do you know? You played him.
Red, black, Rakdos.
Rakdos versus Jordan Peckjo. So Tony will probably win that because Jordan's deck is not set up for that. And Joseph Deal playing Curses against Brandon Hodge playing Naya Midrange.
Yeah, that Curses is actually really good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's about a turn. It's about 1 turn too slow for the format.
Yeah.
But if you play against a mid-range deck that can't answer the curses, like you'll never want an O-ring so bad in your life than when you're playing against the curses deck.
Yeah.
Beat out a Wright's deck earlier.
Huh?
Beat out a Wright's deck. Junk Wrights. So. Very nice.
That commercial has a taco in it.
It does. Well, the stream crashed, so I had to reload, which means, of course, that we lose 1 million people, and then we have to watch the commercial again. Oh, dang it.
Going down to 5.
Did I miss the retweet for rock, paper, scissors?
No, there's no tweet. We've moved it to Facebook. Because no one was participating in the Twitter one. And it just seemed to be like a kind of like an effort in vain. So I apologize while I get this stuff squared away here. My computer, the internet crashed tonight, and every time I switch cameras it crashes, and then my computer just straight blew up at one point.
Yeah, he's running American Midrange.
Did Scotty just
Scoop, yeah.
concede?
Yeah.
What was he playing? Bant?
There was an Overgrown Tomb and a Temple Garden. And an Alchemist Refuge. So it's Bant, splashing...
It's Bant Control. It has the Overgrown Tomb is for the Drown Yard.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, that was quick.
Congratulations to Jonathon Wright for winning the shortest game in the history of our stream.
Yeah. Bloody Geist and can't be answered, so.
Magic is easy. Number 1, make sure your brother is land screwed. Number 2, play a card that has the worst mechanic in the history of Magic. No, not Miracle. Hexproof. Hexproof is the worst. Hexproof it makes the game completely non-interactive. It's not fun.
Troll Shroud was fair. Putting hexproof on blue stuff was not.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have like just creature, like if you have like one creature per set that's a troll and has that effect, that's fine, I guess. But like, there's no worse way there's no better way to run casual players out of the game than creating an ability that says you can't interact with this card at all.
Yeah.
It's just not good. At least Shroud like limited what you could do. You know, Shroud, Invisible Stalker, if it had Shroud, wouldn't be any good.
Yeah. I just meant like on green creatures.
It's not thematic. Yeah, I understand. Oh, and the Wright brothers. The Wright brother jokes are starting in the chat. These and also the talk about rivalry. I'm sure there's a rivalry, but I don't think these guys really care that much about like. It's not like one of them's gonna stop talking to them if they lose. First of all, they play almost every week. Well, actually, not too much recently because Jonathan's been working more. He works on Friday nights.
You can earn additional entries?
Yes, by sharing. Sharing is key.
Sharing is caring?
It means, yeah, sharing is caring. The word on the street is that sharing means caring. So I've lamented already tonight to the stream, and they're probably tired of me talking about it, but right now 16 people are watching us, which is because it crashed again. So we always lose people then. But the reason, last week we had 181, and you're like, Zach, how could you have lost that much? Because Star City is streaming their invitational right now.
Oh.
Because it's a 3-day event.
Any chance we can get this turned on to that?
Well, maybe.
So,
I'm not joking. I've said this multiple times before, but if I had remembered that, like before I came here tonight, I'd still be at the house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because like I'm going to... Do you know how many weeks we've been doing this? Do you know how many Friday nights in a row I've been here doing this?
Probably 5 months worth?
Close. 17 weeks. I enjoyed doing it, but tonight's been kind of... I've come to the slow realization that I'm going to have to upgrade my computer, or at least get another computer because to handle some of the offline stuff, because it's just not being able to handle it. And then, like, we're going to have to hardwire the connection, because this wireless is just giving me fits.
Yeah, the wireless here isn't the best in the world. My phone lags a lot some of the time, especially whenever, like, you know, the streaming's happening and there's like 40 people in here all with their smartphones.
Yep. This week's Rock, Paper, Scissors giveaway winner was Mitch Estep. And then we did another drawing for... We had a trivia question in the chat. Because I was trying to reward people. Because we've had 40 people watching all night, and it's been like the same 40 people. And they're all the dedicated people that always watch. Like the ones I know personally from Facebook and stuff now, which is pretty neat. So I wanted to reward them. So we gave out a Pillar of Flame and Altered Tree of Redemption by Max Turner.
Oh, how'd it look?
I don't know yet. It's still in the works.
Oh.
We were supposed to give it out last week, but he didn't get them. Yeah, I'm losing it. What were we talking about? You just got in from school with finals this week, Nick?
Yeah.
The finals at Marshall's like across the weekend, right? It's like...
Yeah.
Marshall does theirs, it's like from like Thursday to Tuesday. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, they got out of classes Tuesday. There's a chem exam tomorrow. Logan's going to that.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Doesn't it make you feel good you're not in school, Brett?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
I think about sometimes I'll never have to take another test, and I'm like, yes. I barely had the 4 years in me to start, let alone like an additional. My brother's in graduate school, and he's just going to school forever. I could never do that.
Alright, now we look like we have a game.
Yeah.
Well, Scotty's played a lot more lands than he played in the past, but unfortunately Jonathon has played a lot less Geists than he did last game.
What is this, I think?
Azorius Charm, cycling, I think.
Huh.
Yeah.
Think once. The old think once.
Yes.
But now he can verdict it. Or just thrag tusk it. Like, here's the thing about Geist. When the board is clear, Geist is the most menacing creature in the world. But when there's, like, anything on the board, it's, like, shrinks into obscurity.
Yeah.
Now, Geist with a Pike on it's pretty good, and Geist with Spectral Flight on it's pretty good. Or Geist with Sword of War and Peace was very good. But just Geist staring down a 5/3 that when it dies makes another 3/3 is not as nearly as cool.
They should just bring back the swords.
They should never do that.
Swords are great.
Swords are great in EDH. Every sword deck. So he's just going to suicide it and then play another one? Is that good?
It's 4 damage.
I don't know if he's playing a Pike or not. Beforehand, he was going to put he had like one slot left and he was going to put a Pike in it. I think I gave him a hard time about it, so I'm not sure if it's in there or not.
Snapcaster.
No value.
End of turn, Snapcaster just for the Grizzly Bear. That doesn't seem good, right?
Yeah, I've done Snapcaster no value.
No, I'm talking about in this situation.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Snapcaster no value is fine if you're going to put a Pike on it, or you just want to, like, race if you have no other pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just saves it a turn.
Seems fine. That way you can get your 4 in. So take 6 total.
Yeah.
Bing. Hey, where's Zach at?
He was trying to come down, and he had some finals that he had to finish up, like a take-home final or something.
Okay. Because he said he might be here. He said he might be here to play, but if not, he'd be here late to commentate. So I was looking forward to that. Farseek out of Scotty.
Just out of curiosity, did either of you two play Dungeon Keeper?
What is that?
It's an RTS that they made back in like the late 90s.
What's RTS?
Real-time strategy.
I don't know what that is.
Do you know where One Time Hobbies is?
Yeah.
I think Keith Baker may play it.
Oh, cool. Well, I just found out on the internet. There's a website that has a bunch of older games. It's like GOG.com. A bunch of older games updated for new operating systems. So that's pretty cool.
What's it called? GOG.com?
I think that's what it was. I can look it up.
Send me the information.
Yeah, I will.
I'll put it in the recap post. Recap post? What are you talking about, Zach?
Oh.
Every Saturday after FNM, I make a recap post on Facebook that has information about all the stuff we talked about. Good old games.
Oh, apparently it is GOG. They're confirming that in the chat there.
What's happened here? Supreme Verdict, then another Geist, then another Thragtusk?
Yep.
Magic is dumb. Why hasn't anyone played Emrakul yet? Like, it's like turn 100. Why hasn't Emrakul hit the board?
I don't know. It's a good card.
He's alright.
Just want the Game Boy, yeah.
Were you here the week for Legacy? Oh, you were. The week I played a fair deck, right?
Fair deck.
Yeah.
In Legacy?
Yeah, wasn't that the week you
Yeah. I convinced you to do Maverick, right?
That was fun. I think I'm going to play Bug or Jun this week.
So Jonathon just keeps getting in with
Scotty
that
before, by the way.
that Geist that just keeps getting blinked or drawn out of
Hey,
combat.
do what you got to do. But the problem for Jonathon is the longer the game goes, the better Scotty's deck is. And
Oh, yeah.
after these millions of turns, Jonathon has got him for exactly -3 damage. Supreme Verdict.
Boom.
Another Thragtusk.
Well,
I'll Thrag Tusk all day.
I really hate Thragtusk. There was an interesting discussion about whether Thragtusk was good for Standard. Like, is it a good thing for Magic that that's the best card in Standard? I would argue that it is not, simply from the fact that it's never good when there's a card that's so good that both the mid-range and the control decks are all playing it, every deck is splashing for it, and even the aggro decks are finding a way to try and fit it in.
Yeah.
It's the most played card in Standard.
I'm not playing junk because I don't want to fork out the money to buy 4 of them. Like otherwise, I'd be doing junk tokens.
Yeah.
I know your Esper deck. I like the way it plays.
It's fun. It's a you know it's.
Do you remember that we were talking about this earlier? The game you played on camera against Brandon, the first one, the one we actually had on camera, that before my computer crashed.
Yeah.
Remember when he cast the bonfire? He left 4 open to play around Syncopate. Did you have Syncopate in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
I couldn't decide math-wise which one would be easier. If I wanted to syncopate so that he couldn't attack with the two dudes, or I think I had an Eyes in the Sky in hand as well. Is that what I ended up doing?
Yes, and you beat him with it. But it's just funny because like people, we were all wondering like why he didn't do that, because I couldn't remember if you were playing Syncopates or not.
Yeah.
And then whoops, Jace makes an appearance. The worst Jace is still pretty good.
Yeah.
It looked like a Dispel. Was it a Dispel?
Damn, yeah.
Sphinx's Revelation, O-Ring.
Getting a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
L10. Jeez.
You run Geist Sage Drive in your deck?
I do not. Once again, I don't want to fork out the small fortune.
Yeah, I understand.
It also doesn't have a lot of synergy with the rest of its deck.
Yeah, you could build around Geist if you did like Doom Traveler, and then you could have like the Moorland Haunt and stuff. But I just like all tokens all day. It's pretty fun.
Old Thunder Buddy makes an appearance. Kills Jace.
How about Entreat the Angels?
In his deck?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't have enough mana most of the
I was
time.
gonna say it's
There's like closet games where I'll have enough to get like 3 or 4, but.
So Jonathan's gonna charm one of them. One of them being a beast token.
Take 3 to drop them to 9.
If this is another Thragtusk, I'm gonna poop myself. Nope. Sphinx's Revelation for 5. Right?
Yeah.
Leaving Dissipate mana up.
Oh, yeah, it's 5, yeah. That's 32.
I assume that's what he's doing, right?
It's 5 open.
Or is he... It'd be funny if he was leaving 4 open so he could play a land and play another Thragtusk. Like, how funny is it, like, the way this game has worked out, that, like, Scotty could literally care less if the Thundermaw attacks. Like, usually when Thundermaw comes down, it's like, must answer or just die.
Yeah.
But in this case, it doesn't matter. Are we getting charms here? Are we getting angels? Jonathan Wright loves himself some angels.
Yeah. It's pretty decent.
The chances of this resolving? Scotty has another Sphinx's Revelation. Dissipate seems fine. Uh-oh.
Counterflux.
What's interesting in that spot is that the counterflux is uncounterable, but if you just counter the angel again, it doesn't it doesn't make any difference.
Counterflux has an overload price, doesn't it? Is it like
Yeah.
one more? or
One
something?
more.
Yeah, one colorless.
Like, when does it... Well, I guess it matters a little bit, but, like, it's one of those things, like, do you remember the card? I know you guys weren't playing during that time, but there's a Shards of Alara block card called Double Negative.
Yeah, I know it.
2 blue and a red, counter 2 spells. Up to 2
Really?
spells. Well, it's because of Cascade.
Yeah.
It takes care of Cascade, but, like, it never works like that.
That's very hinge game.
It's very narrow, yes. Detention Sphere.
What's that one counter spell that they printed? The
Uh-oh.
counter second spell.
No, that's a sideboard card. I forgot this was game 2 because game 1 didn't
Yeah.
happen. Because Dispel is so good.
Counters.
I used to play Mass Polymorph in Standard when I first came back to the game.
Yeah, Zach remembers that.
I was all about Dispel all the time.
There's game 1 or game 2.
Hooray! So Jonathan is undefeated in games in this matchup in which his opponent doesn't play any spells and scoops on the turn 3. And Jonathan wins all the rest of them. Or Scotty wins all the rest of them.
I think we'll
Go out there.
Yeah.
All right, go tear it up. Get some trades in.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Brett, you mentioned it earlier. You were surprised about you're excited about the additional entries. Entries to what, people might ask? Boom. Entries into our weekly giveaway. If you want to start your games like a boss, don't start your games like Brett Rose.
Yeah, I just roll dice.
Total noob. Start your games like a boss, like we start all of our feature matches with a delightful game of rock, paper, scissors featuring these 3 cards from Unglued. You don't have a playset, you say? Well, the good news for you is we're giving them away each and every week. Go to facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the giveaway announcement made during round 2 of this very night, but if you're watching after the fact, that's December 7th at about 7:30. So go back in the timeline, look for it. To enter, like the page, step 1, then comment on the post for 1 entry or share the post for 3 entries. Then we'll draw next week, and you will win.
I really, really want those rock, paper, scissors.
I know you do. And I would, like Adam Vickers really, really wants them too. But the thing at this point is like, I don't want to just like the generous side of me just wants to give them to everybody at the shop. But then I feel like they won't feel as valuable.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
Absolutely it. If you just gave them to me, I wouldn't take them.
Yeah.
I have to win them.
I actually thought about for Christmas just bringing in enough for everyone at the FNM and just being like, as a Christmas present, everybody gets one. But I decided I didn't want to. I didn't have a good reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question in the chat about how many of these I own. I never seem to run out. Well, I own a lot of them. I have hoarded them. I have traded for them. I have. Some people have given me some.
You know what would be a super fun idea?
Mm-hmm.
If you took and gave one of different types to people so they could trade for them at the shop.
You know what I've wanted to do, and if I do it, I think we might do some kind of like auction or some kind of raffle or something with like where people can like buy entries for like $1 or something, so we could try to generate some kind of revenue for the stream. Mm-hmm. But I've been thinking about sending them to the artist and seeing if she will alter some, the actual artist would and sign them.
That'd be super cool.
I think I might do 2, just so that one I could give away and one I could keep forever.
That could actually help with buying a new computer.
Well, I don't think we'll ever get enough money to do that.
That's true. But
and like I said, like I don't. I mention it like once a stream. I allow myself to mention the fact that people can donate.
Yeah.
I
meant for a raffle.
Yeah, I think for a raffle it might generate things like you can if you charge people $1 an entry or something and got 100 people to enter. And,
be a decent chunk out of it. I mean, obviously it wouldn't pay for itself. But.
There's a lot of things I'd like to do that I just can't do because of the equipment we have.
Yeah.
So, question in the chat about whether or not we'll be running modern FNMs in standard. We've actually talked about this a lot over the last few months, ever since they've made that announcement, and the short answer is no. Simply because it's just not very lucrative for the shop based on our player base. Everybody here wants to play standard. I think if you took everyone in the shop right now and asked them how many modern decks they had constructed, I don't know if there's one. It's definitely less than 5.
Brandon has one.
Brandon Hodge? The one that was commentating?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has Infect. But I mean, like, you'd be hard-pressed to come up with 3 or 4 modern. A lot of people are excited about modern, but nobody actually has the decks ready. So what would happen is if we had a modern FNM, like, first of all, people would show up thinking it's standard and then be really disappointed when they find out it's modern. And then second of all, there would be like 8 people playing. Yeah. So when you have 40, 45, 50 people coming for FNM, it's the old don't fix if it's not broken kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, we have talked about wanting to have modern tournaments, but not necessarily for FNM. So so Jonathon starts with a mountain. That may be the only mountain in his deck, which means he probably doesn't have blue mana.
We actually have a draft about every Thursday.
Is there a question in the chat about that?
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah, you know how many we had for the draft this week?
I heard 2 pods.
2 full pods of 8. So we lost a little bit on our turnout for FNM this week, but we had 2 full drafts. I mean, a month ago we were having 0 drafts, period.
Yeah.
And now we're having 2 full pods on Thursdays. And it's a $10 draft, too, which is, the price support's not as much, but I mean, you get a draft for $10.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to.
Yeah. The Thursdays just don't work out good for me because I just don't like to be here that long for back-to-back days, but people are really enjoying it, so that's good to see. And next Wednesday we have a Legacy event.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm off, so.
I hope people show up. I'll have to push it hard. We went from like averaging 16 for 3 weeks to averaging 5.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
What, there were like 6 one week and like 8 the next?
Mm-hmm. The week there were 6, it was a lot of fun because we just did a round robin.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And since it's like non-sanctioned and, you know, the rounds weren't timed, we just, like, as you were done, you just play somebody else.
Yeah, someone you hadn't played before.
Mm-hmm.
How did Burn do in that?
There were 2 copies of Burn, and I think 1 got third.
It's pretty good.
Meanwhile, Magic is happening.
Thragtusk gets the board.
Thragtusk is happening. All Jonathon's been able to do is dome his brother with a Searing Spear and then land a Restoration Angel.
Is that really what you want to do with Searing Spears?
If you don't have any other business going on, I guess.
I guess he does have Snap.
It's better than discarding it, which may be what he would have to do in that spot.
I hadn't thought of that.
I don't think he did though, but I mean,
yeah,
it's a consideration at least. I'm very upset about this because that's not the right beast token. That's from Beast Within.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to get on him. I like to poke fun at Jonathon, right? Because jeez, I like to poke fun at Jonathon because back when he was playing Sun Titans before rotation, he would play Blade Splicer, but he would use the Precursor Golem token.
Yeah.
Because Scotty said the he said it was because the Blade Splicer token is too scary. It is not very visually appealing, but if I remember correctly, he did exactly use the word too scary. Jonathon, of course, pulling a card from his lap that he's been hiding.
Cheater. Just like...
Oh, is there the question in chat about whether or not we run drafts for FNM? Well, we never run drafts for FNM because we would not get anybody to come out. I mean, like I said, we have 30 people, we have 40 plus people come play Standard every week. So doing anything other than that would just be bad business for the shop. But we do other events throughout the week. We also do drafts during release.
Yeah.
So the week that there's a new set released, and the week following that, we do drafts. And we do stream those too.
Was that Sphinxes for 4? That's pretty good.
Sphinx's Revelation is an amazing card.
It really is. I didn't think it was going to have such a huge impact.
Both it and Deathrite Shaman, when they came out, I looked at them and thought, these are good cards, but there's no way I did not in any way realize how good they were. You know what I mean?
The Shaman caught me completely off. Like, I knew that...
It's amass the components.
Yeah.
Draw 3, put 1 on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a sideboard card, I think, against the control.
Yeah, it's alright, I mean...
I don't like it, but I don't know anything about Magic. And I'm certainly not playing a lot of control. Although if I was playing in Standard, I'd probably want to be on this kind of deck.
The American or the Bant?
The Bant. The tempo decks never interest me, really.
They are kind of boring.
It's just not an archetype I would enjoy playing.
Yeah. Like, I worked really hard to get the zombie list put together for Golgari zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even played it at an FNM. Like, it's... Okay, play creatures, attack.
I mean, I like aggro decks, but the tempo decks are not really that my cup of tea. Like in Cube or something, it's fun, but I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Searing Spear on the actual Thragtusk.
Does Scotty have Restoration Angels?
No.
He doesn't, right?
He's bigger. He wouldn't play the Thragtusk if it wasn't for the fact that he gained 5.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I was watching the stream from last week, a couple of days back, and I saw the Door to Nothingness Thragfire.
Yes.
That deck was fun.
So, Brett's mentioning last week, in round 1 and then also in round 5 of last week, we saw a copy of Travis Wu's Omni Door Thragfire is what he calls it. But basically, Travis Wu, who writes for Channel Fireball, we put a link up to the deck list on on our Facebook page, and also the version that Cliff Markham ran last week is up on the deck list post from earlier this week on our Facebook page. But basically, it's a ramp combo deck that ramps up and casts Omniscience, and then chains together a bunch of tutors and time walks, and then kills you with Door to Nothingness.
Yeah.
And you could sideboard into Worldfire.
That was just fun.
It's very fun. It's one of those ramp decks that like sometimes doesn't do anything and dies really quickly, but and there's no way that it can beat like a control deck or a Rakdos deck.
Yeah.
But all the mid-range decks it crushes.
Which is really what the format is right now. Just
It has a really tough time with counter spells.
oh,
That's really good. Oh, I'm yawning. That's poor form. And that sticks.
yeah.
End of turn, Sphinxes for 1 million. Sphinxes for 4, leaving counterspell up. Looks like there's a Dispel. Dispel is not a word. Wonder why he left an extra one open. Did he have another Dispel in his hand?
That's possible. I don't really know.
Seems to me like... I don't know if it matters. I don't know if that one card or the one point of life is going to make the difference. But Scotty's desperately looking for business. Won't he... Does he play... Do you know if he play? Have you played him tonight?
No.
I wonder if he plays Angel of Serenity. Would be very good right now.
Yeah.
Would you get 2 Thragtusk back and bounce the Angel? He has a Terminus in his hand.
So essentially,
And he has another Thragtusk.
essentially what you said for the last, 10 minutes is that Jonathon is not winning right now.
I mean, he's in an all right spot. I mean, Scotty's not doing anything, but every time he plays a Thragtusk, there's 2 more cards, the answer cards that Jonathon has to come up with.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to race 3 Thragtusks. He's got business in his hand, and he has a Moreland Haunt, which will fog that. Well, Tamiya's very good.
Yeah.
Tamiya's one of the better answers too.
Thragtusk.
Yeah. And I don't know what kind of O-ring. Excuse me. I don't know what kind of O-ring or detention sphere effects that the Bant deck is playing. Well, think once. Draws another Sphinx's Revelation, right?
I didn't even see it, to be honest with
I wonder if Scotty is playing his own Tamiyo.
you. Would you have left it in this matchup?
Maybe. The tempo deck doesn't really pound you out. It's kind of a 1-for-1. It attacks with 1 creature a lot. And most of these decks bring it in the sideboard, so at least then you could legend theirs, you know what I mean?
There's a verdict.
Yeah. So Scotty's hand is Terminus, Terminus, Supreme Verdict, Supreme Verdict. There might be a thing... Wait. Terminus, Terminus, Supreme Verdict, and I think there's 2 of each sweeper, and I think Twice. But I cannot confirm that. Or it might be a Sphinx's Revelation. Let's just assume I have no idea what he has in his hand. That's not a stretch by any means.
I'm pretty sure he has 4 Force of Wills. Okay.
I don't run less than 7.
Thinking twice.
Mm-hmm. I guess we're deciding if it resolves. Scotty trying to flip cards into Jonathon's graveyard. We're going to think once. I like that these are old Think Twices.
The fat dude looking for stuff?
Why wouldn't you just flash back the other Think Twice?
He did.
No, he could flash this one back. He had 3 mana up again.
Oh.
I guess you save it for you don't save it for Terminus or anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Thragtusker Town. Will it stick? Yep. And I think Jonathon has a Azorius Charm, so he'll detain the real Thragtusk and charm the
The token.
token, yeah. Well,
Draw a card.
he has another plan in mind. Looks like a syncopate.
Is that good here? I guess early game it's not the worst for Jonathon.
It's not the kind of counter you want in this game. It's not against a deck that plays 4 Farseeks.
Yeah.
Dungeon Geist's pretty good. People forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he's still good.
Like, all these cards are good. Like, we were talking about earlier about how, like, because Brandon Hodge is playing 4 Bonfires in Brandon Hart's deck that he borrowed.
Yeah.
And, like, that card is very good.
People just forgot about it.
Yep.
I actually thought about putting Dungeon Guy's sideboard for me, since he gets hexproof from
Yeah, well, the Spirits deck that John Finkel ran at that Pro Tour, he had Dungeon Geist in it, too. It also gets pumped by favorable wins. Did you get there, Brandon?
I did.
Oh, right.
So Brandon Hodge moves to 4-1 into the top 8.
It's so ironic you asked me if I'd seen the Curses deck. It's what I played against.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Did he go 2-0 or 2-1?
2-1.
When he beat you, how did he get you?
He cursed me.
No, well, I figured he did.
all of them.
All of them, yeah. Because if you can't stop
Taking 8 at the beginning of each upkeep's rough.
if you can't beat him and then he gets the chain going, like it's inevitable.
Nah,
You have to race him.
Game 2, it was turn 4.
The re-
Thundermaul and turn 4 Thundermaul.
Yeah, the game. See, he played the game we had on camera last week with Curses. He played that deck you're playing,
Oh, yeah.
Brandon's deck, and Brandon beat him both games because he have Thundermaul. If he had any combination of cards other than the Thundermaul, he would have lost.
Game 1 and 2, he slaughtered game Thundermaul. But game 3, I was on the plane shop. Just got there before he could.
So, Supreme Verdict from Scotty. Leaves a beast. But the problem is Scotty needs 2 creatures to be able to attack into Tamio.
Yeah. Otherwise, she just keeps ticking up.
Is she at 7 now? Or yeah, she's at 7. 8's her ultimate, right? Anyone know?
Yeah.
Can you confirm?
Nope.
It is 8.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Gotta love the brother match going on in the game.
Yeah. There were some jokes earlier.
They have, this happens all the time, though.
Yeah.
Because both these guys are very good at Magic. I remember when Scotty first showed up at the old store at Lost Legion like 18 months ago for like some game day. He played Matt Elliott. Matt Elliott was playing like Callblade and playing it just as well as anyone has ever played it. And then it was playing against poor Scotty Wright, who was playing like Rage Extractor deck that he had built, because remember that game day had like a promotion where if like you have 10 Phyrexian cards, then you get a Phyrexian promo. And at that time he was just like learning the game, and like now he's like infinitely better than like most people at the shop. It's just funny how that progression goes.
Yeah.
I also remember that with Joe Lewis. Like I remember when Joe first started playing, and he was just playing like every big creature deck, and like all these guys are awesome. And then like with time, he just started showing up with more like better and better decks and just better plays.
What did Scotty just play?
Sigarda. It's like the nuts. This is exactly what he needs. Like the most relevant play in the game happens. I'm talking about freaking the history of Joe Lewis's Magic career. That's why that's the kind of commentary that the people look for. It's surprising, Brandon. I think you were distracted because it wasn't a Thragtusk.
Yeah.
Scotty only plays Thragtusk.
Scotty is infamous for Thragtusk.
What are we dissipating, the Angel?
I think so.
Why? So it can block?
Not.
So it can block?
I guess so.
So Tamio Emblem hits now, right? That's what's going to happen, right? Tamio's at 8.
Does he have anything in hand worth it, though?
Searing Spear.
Does he have a Searing Spear?
Yeah.
Tamio Emblem.
Given to him by his brother.
Well, they're all the same cards. They were building this. They're building both these decks out of one box today. I think Scotty is the. Scotty is the. They have every standard.
So cute.
They I think Scotty is the curator of the collection.
Yeah, anytime I've ever done a trade with
And then Jonathon requests certain archetypes.
I think it depends on which one you ask. I know Jonathon was complaining earlier about Scotty losing cards.
I have never traded with Jonathon.
You gotta play one side off the other. It just becomes funny.
I think, much like every time a Tameo emblem has ever happened, I don't think it's possible for Scotty to win now, right?
Oh, I want a die roll.
Oh, nice.
Ending a very impressive streak.
He can dissipate the burn spell.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
And if Jonathon doesn't have another one, then he's just...
So, because he can get him, he can kill him here. Sphinx's Revelation.
Ooh.
For 3. Now, in this case, if I'm Jonathon, I just nug him twice with the Searing Spear.
Does he only have 2 red?
Yeah, it has 5 mana total.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was 3 stacks of 2.
Well, he may only have 1 red. What is that? A Hallowed Fountain under the Hallowed Fountain? I don't know what that is.
It's 2 steam vents, huh?
We'll find out.
Spurya.
Oh! It is blue-red.
Oh, why do I have him still at 26? Do it again. Nope. Nug that beast.
Slow down the clock a little bit.
Now the Sphinx's Revelation resolves. I don't know if any of those words were actual words. I think I just slurred them all together. And now slugging the resolve.
Zach just had a stroke.
Just been drinking Jameson since 4:30 in the morning.
You know, it's amazing to look at the level of where the broadcast starts and where it's at right now.
Man, it started pretty low this week. That was a hot mess. Oh, Terminus.
That's completely okay.
Why did we Terminus when we had Sigarda?
Yeah. Wouldn't you swing?
Oh, seems fine, right?
On the Sigarda plane, man.
But Jonathon's on the every Searing Spear every turn, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he can do them 5 times. That's 15.
And Jonathon's at 5.
This game is very interesting. Who has Moreland Haunt, though?
Yeah.
So he needs to leave 3 open, so he can nug him 1, 2, 3 times a turn. So 9 a turn.
Why doesn't he just burn out the Sigarda?
That's not how magic works. So, Scotty... If Scotty has to dissipate, he just wins the game, right?
Assuming Jonathon doesn't have another
They
one.
just said 5 minutes remaining in the round. Look how good my clock is. Nailed it.
2 seconds off.
Hey. So here comes the token, and of course if Scotty has like a... I don't think there's anything he has that can interact with it, right?
Does he have the charms in his deck?
Yeah, but it has to block first, right?
No, I meant the green-white one gives trample.
Oh, Selesnya?
Yeah, that one.
I don't think he does.
Oh.
Why did he let him get through that many times before? Oh, wait, he waited until Jonathon was tapped out, right?
Where Jonathon couldn't have a counterspell zone.
Yeah. So he's still not dead because he can still...
He may have a burn spell, or he may have a revelation of his own. Well, he wouldn't have a revelation, would he?
I don't know if he's playing Revelations. If he had Revelations, pretty good. Just gain 7 life, draw 7 cards every turn.
Yeah.
Eventually you would kill yourself.
That's decent.
Was this the game that he got milled, or was that last game? Was it last game that the Jace made an appearance?
Yeah.
Attack for 5, make a Moreland Haunt token. Play a land.
Were you in here for the Dungeon Geist discussion?
I was not.
What do you think of it?
I think Dungeon Geist is so underplayed in the format right now.
No, that was our consensus.
Yeah, I think Dungeon Geist is so good right now. Dungeon Geist is great against Drag Test. It's great against Thundermaw. I mean, there's just really not anything it's terrible against right now that's seeing a lot of play.
So Jonathon casting Snapcaster Mage.
Flashback.
15 to 5. They're at 15 to 5. Open the store. John,
15 to 5?
Yep.
my phone died.
Oh.
Or my iPod Touch. I always call it a phone because everyone in the chat calls it a phone. That's the number one question I've been asked in the history of this stream is, what app are you using on the iPhone?
Do you have a count on that?
No. The chat does point out Dungeon Geist is terrible against Restoration Angel.
Only when he's not anthemed up.
Make another token. Farseek.
How many creatures does Jonathon have left in the graveyard?
I don't see another. Well, I don't see another one. No, is it Staticaster? No, that's Counterflux. I don't know. He may have one. Is it Staticaster?
This is terrible. And he did take 2 from the Snapcaster attack.
Who did?
Scotty.
It's 11:30. Good grief. It's a slow one. It's because of that last round with the Brandons.
That went to game 2.
Yeah. Well, it's like I always tell the stories. One of the competitors who made the top 8 of West Virginia States in round 3 didn't finish a game 1.
They didn't finish game 2. It went into a draw.
Actually, I said that, and then later I got confirmation that he did win on turn 5 of turns in game 2. It's Kazu Negri playing the 5-color control. There it goes. I assume Jonathon conceded there. Seemed a pretty awkward spot for Scotty to concede, right?
Yeah, that was pretty heart crushing for Jonathon. I mean, you get that emblem and you think you pretty much won.
It's very rare that you win a game of Magic against a Tamiyo emblem. What are some of the? There's not a whole lot of Planeswalkers that make emblems, but I'm trying to think which are the toughest ones to beat.
Let's see, Tamiyo makes an emblem, Sword makes an emblem.
Sword's emblem is very easy to beat, but it's also not the same kind of emblem.
Yeah, it's a good emblem if you build around it.
Yeah, and then the most devastating emblem, in my opinion, Koth's emblem.
I completely disagree. Completely disagree.
What do you mean?
I think Tamiyo's emblem is the most devastating.
It is, but Tamiyo's emblem doesn't win the game by itself. You have to have. There are instances where you don't have the spells in hand. That's the exact same what happened. By the time you got Tamiyo emblem, he had a Searing Spear and a Snapcaster.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, turning all your mountains into pingers is amazing. I mean, I'm not downplaying Koth's emblem. I just don't think it's.
You're hating on Koth. I'm gonna call Koth after this and be like, you'll never believe what Brandon Hodge said.
Well, the thing about me and Koth is we have a rocky history, so.
Koth and I got an apartment together over the summer.
I'll probably get a call from Koth 14 this finger. It's okay. I'll just tell Jason and it'll be fine.
Time has been called in the round, and for lack of a better thing, since the stream always stops when I switch the camera, I'm just not going to do it. We should be going to the top 8 relatively soon. Both of these gentlemen joining me in this room should be participating, as should the following individuals. That's round 3 pairings. That's not going to help us out.
Oh, she pulled what?
So, whoops.
I've dropped a game better than me.
Oh, you haven't dropped a game, have you?
One game.
Okay.
So,
game 1 was real close.
Brandon Hodge is in. Alec Myers is in. Brandon Hodge playing Naya Midrange. Alec Myers playing American Flash. Brandon Hart playing Esper Planeswalkers. Brett Rose playing Esper Tokens. Nick Reed playing American Midrange. Scotty Wright playing Bant Control. And then some people I don't know who won. We'll figure out what time. Hi, Scotty.
Hello.
You
beat it. Mad at me.
He is?
I'm going to let him come in.
Why?
Mind tricked him into playing that Searing Spear.
Oh. I'm going to step out as well.
What do you mean you mind tricked him?
I had to dissipate.
Right.
And I knew he had a counter spell.
Right.
And I said, spear me again and then kill me next turn. He goes, yeah, cast it again. Dissipate.
Kind of shitty.
Which makes for a very rough car ride home.
That's your brother, man.
Yeah.
What kind of guy is this?
I'm sorry.
No more free hush puppies for you. That's all I gotta say, right?
Yep.
It's always brutal when you draw each other in the winning end anyway.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Well, I mean, it hasn't happened in a while.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We haven't played in a while.
So, all right. Well, while we're doing this, can you shut that door?
Ah, I can.
Once again, we're up to 50 now. Oh my goodness, we're crushing it.
Watch out, Star City.
As always, want to thank the fine folks here at Lost Legion Games and Comics. And I always put this up and I always say it, and I think everyone glosses over it, but knowing full well that most of you can't come and support the store because we don't have online sales and it is in a state that it's very unlikely you can visit.
Yeah, moving the shop to Germany would be tough.
The fact that they let us do this is pretty cool. Obviously, there's a lot of benefit for the store. I'd like to think that, at least part of the reason why we have 40 and 50 people claiming FNM now is because we've upped our promotional game in that regard. But it's very cool of them to be so accommodating and to let us set up our little area and use their facilities and stuff like that. So if you're ever in this area, if you're ever driving to the beach and taking I-64 or driving down south and going on 77 or 79, they all pretty much come right past the store. So if you're ever in the area for business or pleasure, stop by one of their 4 convenient locations. And like I said, if we ever have a Grand Prix trial or Star City invitational qualifier or something like that, it's not an inconvenient distance from like Lexington, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Blacksburg, Roanoke. It's probably worth your time.
Right, smack dab in the middle of the East Coast.
Yeah, it's very convenient. So make sure you check on our Facebook page for more information about upcoming events. I know they want to try and have another Star City Games qualifier, so hopefully that'll happen. Last one was pretty good. Did you come to that? You didn't come to that, did you?
I didn't come to that one. I got second in the one before that.
I remember the one last year at CharCon, but this year we didn't have nearly the turnout because I think it was just poorly advertised, but it's a very lucrative tournament. I mean, they're cash prizes.
I won 2 boxes and $120.
That's pretty good. This year's winner, Max Turner, won this year, and he got I think he and Kenny split the top, but he got like $150,000 in a box or something like that. $150,000.
$150,000.
$150.
You need to come to Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah. So thanks to these guys here. One more time, ways that you can get in touch with us. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. More than anything, go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. I'm not kidding. There's like stuff up there every day that you can check out. Links to cool decks, links to other stuff around the net. We post highlight videos, low light videos. Those are pretty fun. Just all kinds of interesting discussion. You get your trade on there. All kinds of things like that. So like our page on there, and it helps spread the word. It's very, very lucrative for us in that regard, word of mouth.
So, question: what's your favorite low light video you've ever posted?
Well, let's see. I think so far, I'm trying to remember all the lowlights we've had. The first one was Michael Taylor, who tapped 5 mana and triumphantly slammed down an ultimate price, then immediately picked it up and put it back in his hand and put a Thrag Tusk down, which was funny. 1 week, Scotty Wright played a Supreme Verdict as a land, and then realized his mistake. 1 week, Jordan Pecchio almost knocked my camera on the floor. You just see the feature match area, and then you see the camera slowly sliding back as he adjusts his backpack, and then the camera then you see the ceiling real quick, and then you see the whole store. He did catch it. I was actually outside when that happened. And then this past week, I got Michael Taylor again on commentary. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's pretty funny. We're watching the Curses deck play, and we're talking about what he can do. Michael's like, yeah, I don't know what he can do with just 2 mana taps. And you look at the guy's side of the board, he literally has 8 lands.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, he only has 2 mana untapped. I'm like, he has every mana untapped. He's like, oh. I looked at it wrong.
If nothing else, I got called Bill from King of the Hill tonight, and that just made my night.
It is good.
That's epic.
Good
Whoever it was,
times.
I can't remember who it was that actually called it.
I'm trying to remember stuff that we're going to put in the in the recap post, remember every Saturday there's a post that goes up on our Facebook page recapping all the stuff we talked about. Right now I have written down, remember, to get involved in our Max Turner deck. What's the word I'm looking for?
Actually, we already gave that away.
No, the Max Turner, where the internet picks the deck he plays next week.
Oh, okay, I apologize.
The Max Turner needs your help. So Max will play whatever deck everyone tells him to play next week. So we're having a discussion, and then we're going to have a poll, and then we're going to build a collective deck list. So that should be fun. Information on the Star City Games Open series is coming to Columbus, Ohio, January 5th and 6th. Most of us will be there, so that's a good chance to run into us, should you so desire. Cool giveaways. I don't know what that means.
Cool giveaway from the Skull Clamp question, isn't it?
No, it just ran into each other. Something about cool giveaways. Oh, I'm soliciting ideas for ways to give away stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, information on our chip-in, if you want to help us out. Upgrade our equipment. Number 5 is info on Cube. We talked a lot about Cube, and if you're unfamiliar with that format, it's very fun. And like I said, the Magic Online Cube is kicking off back again with Power. And if you've never played with Power 9, probably never played with it in real life, but even proxied, it's a very fun game of Magic. And then finally, information about the Good Old Games website that Brett Rose was talking about.
One of the coolest things that's ever happened to me in the game of Magic, I actually wasn't involved. I was in California for military training, so I decided when I had a weekend pass, I would go and check out one of the local Magic shops. Guys were starting it was like round 2 or 3, and I didn't really pay attention to what was going on. I went to watch a match, and the guy goes, turn 1, Underground Sea, Black Lotus. They were playing Vintage.
Oh, very nice.
It was really cool.
The Vintage scene really only exists in like Northern Ohio, New York, and then like the West Coast. Not a lot of Vintage played. Philadelphia. So we're getting a interesting question in the chat. A judge scenario. Player A casts Sphinx's Revelation for 7. Player B reverberates. Does he pay X mana for his copy, or does he copy the 7 paid by the player? As I understand the rules for that, when you cast a spell, you've paid the X. That's the copy that's on the stack. So if you reverberate that, you're reverberating the X spell as well.
You're reverberating the X spell for 7.
Yeah. And reverberate reads copy the spell and choose new targets if you want, but it doesn't target, so it doesn't matter. You're just copying it, and then you get to copy it. So I think that's how that works.
Good question.
Of course, I'm not a judge by any means. Oh, so tired. I want to switch back to the studio camera, but when I do, it's just going to crash, and I just don't feel like messing with it. We should be close here. I don't know why it takes so long to sort it out. Probably because JB's running this all by himself. It's a one-man show. One-man show. So you're going to...
Okay, they said that they rolled, he pays X on his copy, so he copied for 17 and ended up winning. Yeah, that would be an incorrect rolling. I am not a judge, but I am positive that that is an incorrect rolling.
Because you're copying...
You're copying the spell, and the spell's class at that point is 7.
Yeah, you're not, like... You don't... There's no X in the spell once you copy it. Like, there's no ability to kick it or anything like that.
We didn't crash.
No, it always crashes when I go back to the other one. I don't know. It's taking forever out there. So let's talk about this. SCG Open is in Columbus in a couple weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks, right? You said you are going.
I will be
You'll
there.
be playing Standard for sure. What will we be playing is Standard?
I genuinely don't know right now. I really don't.
Do you have anything? You said you're borrowing Brandon's deck, but that's simply because of logistical thing. Yep. Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely.
You got anything for me? You're all up here, give my
He's got
boy
anything.
Foil Guys.
Foil guys. Kachuga.
Jonathon, right?
Somebody interested in that.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, come get with me. It was definitely for trade. Oh, sorry, I was dealing with personal trade goodies there.
Are you all going to the Star City thing in January?
Plan on it.
Okay. Are you gonna play this?
I wasn't even planning on playing that tonight.
I'll probably play, if I can, I'll probably end up playing the Naya build that I'm playing tonight. I really enjoyed the deck. It's the first time I've ever touched it. It seems really good.
I will probably be playing Show and Tell. It is illegal, but it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I have a good match.
Play it on Sunday.
I have a good match. I don't know if I'm going to play, because when I go to events like that, like, especially the Legacy one because it's on Sunday, and, like, you do have to be back for work on Monday and stuff like that. Like, I enjoy kind of just going and just, like, hanging out.
No way. You need to play Saturday, play a Legacy win a box.
Oh, yeah, that will be what I do. Like, I'll play the Legacy Challenge on Saturday or do something like that, but, like, I don't really have any interest in playing in the Open. So...
I played, it was the second Winterbox tournament I ever played in the Star City Games. I was playing Dover, get to the championship match, and oh look, I'm playing against Pro Tour champion Hollywood. Can't think of the gentleman's name. He won Pro Tour Hollywood.
The French guy?
No.
What deck?
He was playing Dover as well.
Pro Tour Hollywood.
Google Pro Tour Hollywood. For the life of me, I cannot think of this gentleman's name. Actually, I've got it on
Are you sure it's...
Facebook friend.
Are you sure it's Hollywood?
I'm positive. It was before they started naming them after the decks. Charles Gindy.
Oh, Charles Gindy, yeah.
That's who I played in the
He's a nice guy.
Very, very, very nice guy. Very
Did he
good
beat you?
for the game. Oh, horribly bad. I mean, horribly
He was one of the like premier like that period that about like year or so in Standard. Like he was kind of like one of the like leading deck builders because he'd always play a deck on Magic Online and then it would surface and everybody would start playing it. He also built the green-red Tron deck in Modern. That was him.
But I've played in 2 win-a-box tournaments in my day at the Star City Games. I won the first one I played in, and Charles Gindy beat me unmercifully in the second one. But nice enough guy offered me 9 packs per second.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
There it is.
We had these ornaments that Brian Gross's girlfriend made, and I would gladly give them away and bring them to people if... Here's the top 8.
Me against Tony?
Tony Stewart won, so that means that Jordan didn't make it. All right, well, good luck to you, bud.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be right back with a feature match. I'm going to switch the camera. It will inevitably crash. Just refresh. It'll come right back.